Hello students, welcome back to English class. We'll continue with Brave Manju, part 3. So, I hope that all are thorough with the content of the story. Until now, as the story proceeds, what we have found is Manjula's disability was a liability for herself. Or at least we can say that others knowingly or unknowingly made her feel that her disability is a liability. But was it the end? That was not the end. Later, we find our disabled Manjula proving that her disabilities are not liabilities but a true test to abilities. So let's proceed to the next part. So dear students, just tell me, what did Manjula do overhearing the comment of her father? What did father comment? You remember that? She's after all a disabled girl. I don't think she can become a great artist with her two fingers. So let her do stitching or cooking rather than spending a lot of money for canvases and watercolors. Right? So hearing this, what did our dear Manjula do? What did Manjula do? Yeah, she was really disappointed hearing the comment of her father, and we could find Manjula bundling up all her watercolors and tucking them into the farthest corner of a cupboard. And who was there to console Manjula, or who was there to motivate Manjula then? It was her mother, right? What was mother telling to Manjula? You have to fight, Manju, fight, isn't it? So let's see whether Manju will fight or not. So shall we begin? Manjula's throat was thick with tears. She turned away from her mother and dashed to her room, flinging herself on the bed and burying her face in the pillow. So, hearing this comment or hearing these words of mother, Manju's throat was thick with tears. To become thick with tears, you know what's it? I think almost all might have experienced it, either once or twice in your life. That is when you're about to cry, when you feel like crying. A sort of sensation that you feel near the neck region. Throat region, sorry, not the neck region, throat region. That is what the throat becomes thick with tears. She turned away from her mother and dashed to her room, flinging herself on the bed and burying her face in the pillow. So did Manju stay with her mother for a long time? No. What did she do? She dashed herself to her bedroom. And after reaching there, what did she do? She flinged herself onto the bed. Flinging, meaning throwing or lying herself on the bed and burying her face in the pillow. Same thing what you people do when you are really sad. Isn't it? When at last she sat up, her eyes fell on a newspaper cutting on the table. So after crying for some time, when she was quite okay, when she when she is waking herself, and when she sat on the bed, her eyes fell on a newspaper cutting on the table. Strange, she thought. I didn't keep it there. Puzzled, she picked it up and read, Playing football with artificial feet. The bold heading screamed at her. In New Hampshire, she read on. Richard Bellinger, who had lost his feet in a train accident, decided to play football with artificial feet. His coach thought it was ridiculous. His parents did not like it, but Bellinger stuck to it and made to the Nashua team as the defender. So that was a great news for. So what was that news headline that caught the attention of Manjula? What was that news headline like? Playing football with artificial feet. And where is this man, or to which country does he belong to? He belongs to a town named New Hampshire, right? And name of the person is Richard Bellinger. He had lost his feet in a train accident. So how did he lose his feet? It was in a train accident. But even then, his aspiration to play football didn't stop. Means he had a great yearning or a great desire to play football. So how did he plan to play football? He is without any legs, right? So he decided that he will play football using artificial feet. Just imagine when you say something like wise to your parents, that is out of your disability, if you are saying something which is quite impossible for you, at a sudden glance, what will your parents say? Will they support you? No, not at all, right? So, this Richard Bellinger, he had lost his feet in a train accident. In a train accident. Even then, his desire to play football is at its zenith. So, he decided that somehow I will play football. And the pattern was to play with artificial feet. When his family came to know about it, his parents didn't like it at all. Even his coach thought that it is ridiculous to teach a boy playing with artificial feet. But there was a strong desire inside the heart of Willinger. No one could stop him from doing it. But Willinger stuck to it, was very stubborn about it, and made it to the Nashua team as a defender. And finally, he made his disability into a rocking ability. He was finally selected as a defender of the Nashua football team. Manjula dropped the clipping. What a brave boy, she thought. He didn't give up. He played on despite what other people said. Perhaps her mother was right. So she thought for a second, oh, what a brave boy is he. Who's the brave boy mentioned here? It is Richard Bellinger. Why does she address him as a brave boy? What may be the reason? Yes, the reason is very clear for you. He's addressed as a brave boy because despite of being a boy without feet, he didn't mind it. He played cricket well and finally he became even the defender of a particular football team, right? Only a brave person can move ahead with such determination and willpower to attain something which is impossible for, which according to others is impossible for us. So she dropped the clipping. What a brave boy, she thought. He didn't give up. He played on despite what other people said. Perhaps her mother was right. So finally she was thinking, maybe what my mother said is right. She had to fight. She had to fight on like Richard Bellinger. Manjula walked over to her cupboard, hunted through the pile of clothes and pulled out her colors and brushes. For what reason maybe? What was the message she got from the action of Richard Bellinger? Yes, that she should fight. Fight like Richard Bellinger, right? So as a part of it, she decided that she will resume her painting work again. So she walked towards a cupboard. She hunted through the pile of clothes and pulled out colors and brushes. You remember what did she do hearing the discouraging word of her father? She tucked all the items to the farthest corner of the room, isn't it? So she's pulling those colors and brushes back now. On the day of the on-spot painting competition, shortly after breakfast, her brother said, I am off. Ma, Ratan and I are helping at the entrance gate. They are expecting a big crowd. Turning to Manjula, he said casually, Pity you aren't coming. I'm sure you would have won a prize. So, now it became the day of on-the-spot painting competition. So soon after having the breakfast, brother, what's the name of Manjula's brother? Yes, Amol, right? Amol was telling to mother, I'm off. I'm off means mother, I'm going. I'm off, ma. I'm going to school. Ma. Ma here refers to mother. Ratan and I are helping at the entrance gate. We are given the volunteering duty from the school authorities. We've got voluntary duties from school authorities. He's supposed to manage the entrance gate. Why was he given in charge to manage the entrance gate? Reason is the school is expecting a very big crowd. Then turning to Manjula, he said casually, in a normal way he was telling to Manjula, pity you aren't coming. I'm sure you would have won a prize. Then he's telling to Manjula, I feel pity for you. Since you are not coming for the painting competition. I'm sure that if you are there, definitely you will win the first prize. I might still win, Manjula replied as casually as she could. So, the reply given by Manjula was that I might still win. Maybe I will win. Manju, does that mean you are participating? Amol jumped up and hugged Manjula. I knew you would do it. I was sure you wouldn't give in. So Amol asked Manjula. Amol was very happy to hear the comment of Manjula. What did Manjula say? Maybe I will win. So Amol was asking, if she is to win, she should first of all participate, right? So Amal is asking, so Manju, does it mean that you are participating for this competition? And he hugged Manjula. You know what's hugging, no? Yes, for those who don't know what's meant by hugging, here is a picture. This is what we say as embracing each other is what we call as hugging. Usually you do it out of love. Amol continued saying, I knew you would do it. I was sure you wouldn't give in. So Amol was telling, I know you very well. I was sure that you would not give it. I was sure you will finally participate in the competition. Manjula freed her hands and answered softly, if Richard Bellinger could do it, why not Manjula Parelkar? So finally, in a very confident manner, Manjula was asking, if Richard Bellinger could play football without his feet, then what's wrong with Manjula Parelkar? She will draw painting. She will do the painting with her 2 fingers. Her brother looked at her. A broad smile spread over his face. Richard Bellinger? Mrs. Parelkar asked surprised. Who's Richard Bellinger? Richard Bellinger, spoke Manjula and her brother together. Plays football with artificial feet. Isn't that something? So, mother didn't know who this Richard Bellinger is. So, mother is asking, who's this Richard Bellinger? Then both Manjula and brother together said, oh, you don't know who's Richard Bellinger? He's a person who plays football with artificial feet. Isn't that something? Isn't that something great? So finally, Manjula, a disabled girl, is trying to put up her disability into a great ability with the help of the support of her parents as well as with the help of her because of her strong willpower and determination. So that is the main part of this story. Finally, a disabled girl reaching the limelight of success. So dear students, with this we have come to the end of this chapter. Now we'll move on to the question answer discussion. Dear students, since now you're in 7th standard, it's not trying to give written notes quite often. So what I'm planning to do is, I'll be discussing the answers over here. You can hear it and you can write it in your own words. Okay, so the first question is, I'm sure you would have won a prize. Who said these words and to whom? What is the answer? Who said these words? Those words were spoken by Amol. And to whom? It was to Manjula. Now second question. What prize did the speaker refer to? What was the prize referred here? Yes, the prize referred here is getting first prize for the painting competition held at a school in the month of November. Next, third question, part C. Question, what prompted the speaker to say these words? What the speaker said is, I'm sure you would have won the prize. What prompted Amol to say these words? Dear students, using these hints, you can complete the answer. Next one, how were Manjula's hands different? Yes, we know that she is a disabled girl born with 2 fingers. Frame your own sentence and write it. So, I hope you'll complete the answers using these hints. So, till we meet again, goodbye.